This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Ann Allred. We are in storm alert as a severe storm starts to move into the bi-state. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has your weather first forecast. Scott.
You know, what we are talking about here is really one little cluster of thunderstorms, and it has produced some damage down in Reynolds County tonight. Ellington with hail up to the size of golf balls, some window damage in that area, as well as some windshields damage with that large hail down in Ellington. This is far to the south of St. Louis. What's around the rest of the region is very scattered, and for the most part, it's not all that heavy. But this cell down in southern portions of Reynolds County, there's actually two, one coming in from the west and then the one that went through Ellington. They continue to drop to the southeast. They'll be out of the viewing area within the next 30 minutes, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Reynolds County until 10:30 this evening. And again, hail is the main threat, although we may have some wind gusts in there to 50 or 60 miles per hour. Looking around the rest of the region, yes, there is a smattering of fairly light showers. Occasionally get a little downpour here and there, but for most of us this evening, not a whole lot of rainfall. That's certainly the case around the immediate metro area. So a few showers and storms. Our severe threat should be over by 10:30 tonight as that warning expires and that storm moves out of Reynolds County. And then those showers and storms will continue overnight into early tomorrow, at least on a scattered basis. And then the chances will be dropping later tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in the rest of your weekend and in just a few minutes.
Tonight, an attendant working to park cars in a downtown lot is held up at gunpoint. 5 on your side was at the scene moments after the encounter. Brent Solomon is live downtown after speaking with the victim. Brent.
Well, it happened, Ann, during a country music concert that's still taking place right here at Busch Stadium. The parking attendant told me he's done this job for years, but when the unexpected happened tonight, it was something he'd never experienced before.
On a Friday night, people are out in downtown St. Louis for a little excitement.
It can be such a fun place to be.
Especially with one of country music's biggest stars taking over Busch Stadium. Fans packing the place to hear singer Morgan Wallen. As they were arriving, a cunning crook was on the prowl.
What? Oh, damn.
It was just before 5:30 Friday evening. A man believed to be in his 40s driving a silver pickup truck showed up to this parking lot on Broadway and Siri. He pretended to be a customer willing to pay $40 to park his truck. But when the attendant went to serve him, the thief held him at gunpoint.
In addition to demanding the cash, the victim tells me the suspect told him not to call the police.
Police arriving in minutes to take the report.
People come down looking to have fun, looking for a great event. There's so many great places downtown and things like that happen, and it can just be a really scary situation.
One of my concerns, or our concerns, was crime in downtown St. Louis, as it is in most major areas.
Still, the owner of Billy's on Broadway recently renovated his restaurant to stay here.
But in this area, you're going to have crime. You're probably not going to stop it altogether. But the more people you get moving into downtown, the less crime you're going to have.
Now, the victim tells me he routinely makes cash drops while here on the job. So the bad guy didn't get away with as much as he otherwise would have. And I can tell you, within the last hour and a half, we've heard from police they were able to locate the truck believed to be involved in this robbery. We're live downtown tonight. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Tonight, there's new reaction to St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones' text messages that 5 on your side obtained through a records request. During a May 14th conversation with her inner circle, Mayor Jones criticized the Ethical Society of Police regarding the attempted state takeover of the St. Louis Police Department. Within the past hour, the Ethical Society of Police responded, saying, quote, "Facing criticism and retaliations for speaking out is nothing new for our members and our board, past and present. We also believe in the right to respectfully disagree and will work with anyone who disagrees yet wants to hear all sides and shows concern for our communities. But we don't take well to disrespect. The Ethical Society of Police won't be shut up because that is abandoning those we serve," end quote. You can read more about this right now on KSTK.com under the As Seen on TV section. Right now, residents in Tower Grove South are on alert after 2 deadly shootings in 2 days. Tonight, they shared their concerns with our Robert Townsend.
Margarita Perez has lived in the Tower Grove South area all her life. She says for years her neighborhood was relatively quiet, but lately
it's getting bad out here now.
A sad but frightening reality for her and her kids.
I hear gunshots all the time at night. My kids duck and dive in the middle of the night.
And now more gun violence blocks away from her home. Police say around 12:30 Wednesday morning, someone shot 37-year-old Wade Featherston and a 36-year-old woman near the intersection of Chippewa and Gravois. He died. The woman was taken to the hospital. She told police a group of people rode by in a car and a motorcycle and fired multiple shots at them. 2 days later, around 4:30 Friday morning, someone shot and killed a man near this gas station across the street. At this point, police don't have any solid leads about either shooting. Right now, they are reviewing nearby surveillance video, and they're asking anyone who saw anything to call St. Louis police or Crime Stoppers.
It's really horrible. It's a shame.
Records show so far this year, there have been 89 homicides in the city of St. Louis.
They need more cameras.
Do you think that can make a difference?
The cameras, yeah, and more police out.
Paul Wamser agrees.
Yeah, obviously I'm concerned with bullets flying.
For the past 2 years, he's run a business in the Tower Grove South neighborhood.
I would think maybe some mounted cameras might deter some of this activity.
The crime is getting outrageous.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Police are still looking for suspects and motives in both shootings. They do not believe the crimes are related. Also tonight, the Major Case Squad is investigating a deadly overnight shooting in Pagedale. Around 1 this morning, officers found a man dead on St. Charles Rock Road near the Metrolink station. Right now, the victim has not been identified. Anyone with information, please call the police, or you can remain anonymous by calling Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, 2 men are behind bars, charged in the murder of a 10-year-old boy in St. Clair County. Today, police announced the arrests of 26-year-old Jalen Nix and 20-year-old Devin Dunbar, both from St. Louis County. Investigators say Brandon Scott was inside his home playing video games Monday night when a bullet came through his window, killing him. They say the suspects were acquaintances of the family.
10-year-old Brandon Scott lost the opportunity to live out a prosperous life due to the senseless acts of those who were charged in this investigation.
Right now, police have not confirmed a motive for the shooting. Family and friends of Brandon will be honoring his life with vigils over the weekend. Tonight, a bill is waiting the St. Louis mayor's signature. The proposed bill would hire attorneys to represent people facing eviction. The bill was approved by the St. Louis Board of Aldermen today. According to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal, the city will use $285,000 in federal COVID relief funds to set up a right to counsel program. The Department of Human Services would partner with nonprofits and law firms to provide those attorneys. Drivers in Missouri will soon no longer be able to use their cell phone while driving. Today, Governor Mike Parson signed the hands-free law. The law prohibits all drivers from manually typing, scrolling, or even so much as holding their cell phone while driving. First-time offenders could be fined up to $150. The law goes into effect on August 28th. Missouri becomes the 49th state to prohibit texting and driving. Today, Governor Parson vetoed Senate Bill 189. The public safety bill included Blair's Law that criminalizes celebratory gunfire and Max's Law, which increases penalties for killing police canine officers. Parson said a provision in the bill could allow criminals convicted of sexual offenses to have their records expunged and removed from the sex offender registry. A popular Jefferson County beach is closed for the weekend. Officials telling 5 on your side it is the only way to keep people safe by keeping them away from Rockford Beach Park. The parking lot only fits around 40 cars, so a lot of people park on the road leading into the park and then they spill out onto the highway. The overcrowding makes it difficult for first responders to get down to the beach, where swimmers can quickly get in trouble.
The river itself is a hazard, and it's well known to be a swimming hazard. That is something that fire and EMS crews deal with quite frequently. Unfortunately, we just had a drowning out here just the other day.
This weekend's closure will buy time for officials to figure out what the future of Rockford Beach will look like. The park is expected to reopen Monday. A St. Louis parish slated to merge under the All Things New plan is now appealing their closure.
St. Roch is a pillar in this community and is a very vibrant community.
Who they're now taking the fight to.
Are you going to the concert? I am.
Call it the Taylor Swift effect. The pop superstar brings her Eras tour to Kansas City. The financial impact her two-day stop could bring to the Show Me State.
And we continue in storm alert tonight for this cell in southern portions of Reynolds County. It has produced some hail, although that first hail core weakening a little bit, and the worst of it looks like it's just north of Van Buren right now. We're coming back with your forecast for the weekend in just a few minutes.
Right now, a local parish is requesting the Vatican intervene and allow the church to remain open. St. Roch Catholic Church in St. Louis was told they would merge into Christ the King in University City because of the Archdiocese of St. Louis's All Things New plan. Parishioners appealed the decision, but learned the Archbishop said he would not amend or revoke the decree. Now, the parishioners are going to the highest authority.
St. Roch is a pillar in this community and is a very vibrant community.
St. Roch has 15 business days to send a letter to the Vatican. If their request is denied, the merger will happen on August 1st. Tomorrow, you can help clean up a North City urban farm damaged by a massive fire last week. Water, soot, and debris from the Skate Laborious fire ended up at New Roots Urban Farm, contaminating the crop and soil, and even some of their animals died. The cleanup effort goes from noon until 6 tomorrow. They grow fresh fruits and vegetables to provide to North St. Louis communities. You can also support the farm through GoFundMe. We've posted a link on KSTK.com under the As Seen on TV section. Today, President Joe Biden addressed a new effort at cutting health care costs for Americans. The initiatives include a crackdown on what he calls junk insurance plans, new guidance to prevent surprise medical bills, and an effort to reduce medical debt tied to credit cards. The president's plan is part of his Bidenomics push.
I believe that every American willing to work hard should be able to get a good job, afford good health care, no matter where they live in every part of the country, if they're willing to work. That's the American dream. That's Bidenomics.
New estimates by the Department of Health and Human Services show 18.7 million older adults and Medicare beneficiaries will save an estimated $400 a year in prescription drug costs in 2025. The Biden administration says that's because Biden is placing a cap on out-of-pocket spending as part of the Inflation Reduction Act. Tonight, Twitter is threatening legal action against Meta over its new app, Threads. An attorney for Twitter accused of Meta of unlawfully using Twitter's trade secrets and other intellectual property by hiring former employees to create a copycat app. The move ramps up tensions between the social media giants as Threads targets people seeking Twitter alternatives amid unpopular changes CEO Elon Musk has made. It's already been a scorcher of a summer across the bi-state, and now is the time to make sure your AC is running as efficiently as possible. Consumer Reports reveals some simple summer DIY tips, plus which ACs score the best from its latest rounds of tests. Here's Mike Bush.
Summer is here, and like it or not, the heat is on. That's especially true inside Consumer Reports' specially designed testing chamber, where the heat is cranked to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, followed by the all-important test. How fast can each air conditioner cool the space by 10 degrees?
Most air conditioners will cool your space, but the best will do it quickly and quietly.
So performance matters when it comes to window ACs, but before you buy, it's important to size up your space. An AC that's too small will be underpowered, and it will never keep up on those hot days. However, if you go too large, it might cycle too quickly and not dry out the air, leaving your space a little humid. This LG earns top scores for cooling rooms under 250 square feet in under 15 minutes. For medium-sized rooms, this Medea is a great option, and for larger rooms, consider this Frigidaire. What about central AC?
We have survey data from thousands of our members where we look at how reliable certain brands are and how satisfied our members are with those brands.
Several brands stand out in the survey for reliability and owner satisfaction, including Armstrong, Duquesne, American Standard, Bryant, Carrier, Lennox, and Trane. But even the best AC can struggle to keep cool when outside temperatures soar. To save energy and money, Consumer Reports has some tips.
Use the weather stripping and the foam panels that are supplied with that unit.
About once a month, remove the filter, vacuum it gently, and then wash it with soap and water. When your central AC filter needs to be replaced, this Filtrete fits most HVAC systems. And enlist the help of a ceiling fan. It allows you to raise your AC by a couple of degrees and still feel just as cool.
Wondering whether a portable air conditioner is the way to go? CR says this type is often pricier and it's not as efficient compared to window ACs, but for some, it's the only option. Tonight, Taylor Swift took the stage at Arrowhead Stadium for the first night of her Eras Tour stop in Kansas City. While she's bypassing St. Louis, T-Swift will still generate a revenue for the state of Missouri. According to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal, Swift's two-show gig will bring in about $5.66 million in taxes for state and local governments. Visit KC says her tour could bring in about $46 million over the 2 days in sales for the Kansas City economy. And Taylor Swift has already left her mark, literally, on some fans. A tattoo shop in Lee's Summit is leaning into the buzz with a 3-day flash event. Dozens of Swifties showed up to get inked ahead of the concert.
This will be my first Taylor Swift one.
So what do you plan on getting?
I really want the folklore flower that's like folklore in cursive as the stem with like the flowers on it.
I know a lot of tattoo shops don't do this kind of thing, but we love doing it. It makes people crazy happy. They're super stoked to be here. Everybody's usually in an awesome mood.
Tattoo shop owner says she expects a larger turnout today and tomorrow. Fair season is underway at the Warren County Fairgrounds. There are all kinds of activities, including rides, live music, ooh, delicious funnel cakes, all that fair food, so good. This is the first stop on Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell's tour, the Summer Fair Tour. Scott.
Yeah, and we missed out on the severe weather out at the Warren County Fair. Just a little rain there during the 6 o'clock hour, but it did not dampen the
spirits
cake.
of those
the
blue ribbon
cake.
winners.
Yes, blue ribbons, funnel cake, homemade ice cream, really good.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, so you're looking down to the south here. We're still in storm alert this evening because we have this little cluster. It's just one cluster down here in Reynolds County. This has really been the main show here. And if you're looking south of St. Louis, you can see some of that lightning off in the distance. The hail core, it looks like now, is starting to drift out of Reynolds County. In fact, the strongest part of that storm looked to be into Carter County here. So we think you're going to get that severe thunderstorm warning expired on time here pretty soon at 10:30. Otherwise, there is nothing that looks, exciting weather-wise across the region. We're looking at a few scattered showers here off to the east and northeast, but they're only producing a few hundredths of an inch, maybe a tenth of an inch. That's about it. At Lambert, we've seen 2/100ths of an inch of rainfall so far today. Now, back towards Kansas City, the Swifties out there, they may have a few raindrops, but you can see that batch of showers kind of falling apart. Some development into parts of Kansas, the bigger storms down here across parts of Oklahoma. So we think as we head through the overnight, we miss out on a lot of rainfall. It's going to be pretty much scattered, and that's the way it's been. You see very little in the way of accumulation close to St. Louis. But earlier today, we did see some badly needed rain down 44 into Crawford County, down into southwestern portions of Washington County. In Cuba, Mr. Dean shared this picture with us of the rain coming down. He had 2.4 inches of rain in just 45 minutes. Seems like that's the way things have gone recently. You either get a whole lot and it happens really fast, or you get next to nothing. And that's pretty much the way we're looking at here overnight into early tomorrow morning. Those storms farther to the south drift away as we head into tomorrow morning. Still a few scattered showers here and there. But again, the emphasis here is on scattered and probably not all that heavy for most of us. Comfortable too. With the front sagging on to the south, temperatures are going to be in the 70s to lower 80s for highs tomorrow. So scattered rain, not widespread, even though we could certainly use it. But it will be a good day for the Warren County Fair tomorrow as the rain chances drop considerably. And wrapping it up on Sunday, how about mainly dry conditions with lots of sunshine? Your mosquito forecast, well, it's going to stay in the high category. And one of the reasons why is not only the recent rain we've had, but look at those temperatures early next week. These warm warm days are certainly favorable for those mosquitoes to just take off and breed very quickly, and they will do so into next week. After tomorrow, our next storm chance along about Wednesday into Thursday and Friday. As we get closer, we'll try to assess whether there's going to be any severe threat there, but it's definitely steamy.
All right, Scott, thank you. Corey Miller joins us. What's coming up?
Well, Ann, we've seen a lot of things from the Cardinals this year, but their game tonight may just be the wildest yet. You have to stick around and see just how crazy this one got. Coming up next in sports.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
We've definitely seen some weird stuff from the Cardinals this year. Tonight on the south side of Chicago may have been the wildest game of all. Let's jump right into the highlights. Jordan Montgomery facing the White Sox. He's been their best, and he was tonight for a while at least. Ivan Herrera took the first pitch he saw this season into center field. That made it 1-0 Cardinals. Nolan Arenado stayed red hot and bounced one off the top of the wall for another bomb. Check this out again. Right off the top. Cards were up 5-0 at one point. Then the CBC kid got to Monty. Jake Berger, opposite field blast. I think he liked that one against his hometown team. That was Montgomery's only mistake, but then he got hurt. He had to come out of the game with a hamstring injury, and that's where the craziness began. The Cards would give up the lead. We've seen that a couple times. Berger with another big hit during that rally. 2 RBI double. Nolan Arenado takes it back with yet another dinger. And then the Cards give it back on a Luis Robert blast and then a bases-loaded walk. They tried to mount a 9th inning response, but it came up short. White Sox win a wild one, 8-7, and we wait to hear on Jordan Montgomery. The MLB draft is coming up on Sunday, and I've got a story on this guy airing Sunday night on Sports Plus. Westminster Christian Academy grad Jacob Turner went 9th overall to the Tigers in 2009. Now he helps young athletes and entrepreneurs manage their money. Andy Bennis went #1 overall in the 1988 draft to the Padres before he became a Cardinal, and he knows all about the pressure this year's first-round picks will be under.
It was a little different when I got drafted because there was no internet or anything, but there's a lot of pressure being the first pick every time you go out there, or the 9th pick in Jacob's case. They're like, this guy was a top 10 pick, or he was a top pick, and they expect a lot. And it's hard to just kind of step back from that because you can't do anything about it. You can't control that. You can't control what other people are thinking, but you can control what you're thinking out on the mound.
The Battlehawks may not have won the XFL championship in their first season, but there's no denying they had the biggest impact of any team in the league. Quarterback A.J. McCarron became a St. Louis rock star in that first year, but he's not quite sure yet if he'll be back for round 2. Coach Becht and company have the rest of the roster to fill out as well, and they got to work at today's XFL showcase at Missouri Baptist. 16 players from hundreds who showed up today received invites to the XFL Combine later this month in Arlington. And while Coach plans on having some familiar names back on his roster, he's still on the hunt for talent.
We will not leave any stone unturned to find the best guys. We're really happy about where our roster is now, but we do have to find better players at some positions, fill some voids. And this is what these showcases are all about, to give these guys an opportunity. And I expect to see some really good, hardworking drills tomorrow, and hopefully some guys can make a name for themselves.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
We're past halfway in City SC's schedule, and they're still in first place. They wouldn't be there without their keeper captain. What else can we say about Roman Berkey? He has the second most saves in the league and weekly comes up with something amazing to secure a City win. He could even be the captain of the All-Star team. But he's only focused on one thing in the second half.
For me, without any doubt, the best goalkeeper in the league. I would say maybe the best goalkeeper ever played in the MLS. He could play in Europe without any problems in any top division.
I said it before the season even started. I said my goal is to go to the playoffs, and we are on a good way.
Another Cardinals loss, Ann, but at least it was entertaining tonight, and at this point, I'll take it.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Corey. The price to send mail is about to get more expensive. How much it would soon cost to buy a stamp. You might want to get new stamps before Sunday. Starting July 9th, the price of first-class stamps will go up 3 cents to 66 cents. The Postal Service says the increase is necessary to offset rising operating expenses. The agency expects to lose $4.5 billion this year. Starting this weekend, you can pick your own peaches and veggies at Eckert's Farm in Belleville and in Grafton. Peaches cost $2.49 a pound. Veggies cost $17 for a peck, $25 for a half bushel. Picking is only available during farm hours. A full circle moment today in West Alton. The World Bird Sanctuary successfully released the eaglet into the wild. That's Rocky. He was orphaned in March after his nest was blown out of a tree in southern Illinois. He was paired with an adult bald eagle named Murphy. Caretakers released Rocky at the Audubon Center, where they hope he will join a nearby eagle community. Grown a lot. That does it for 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Have a great tomorrow.